I'm gonna find. And I'm gonna kill. Every last one of them.
Rated M for mature.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grant. You're watching Sub Urban Nerd. And after playing The Last of Us 2 for a second time through, it made me think, why is this game having such a low score on Metacritic? And I think I understand why this game, Last of Us 2, is so polarizing when the first game was so beloved. And although there may be very differences in the way the story is told, I think that it may be just in general of how they came about it, presenting it to us. Now, the game itself is gorgeous. The foliage, the way it looks beautiful. It makes you wonder or wish that they would remake Metal Gear Solid 3 so they can have foliage like this that you can scrounge through in the forest. Now, they do a great job of making you feel invested with these notes and all these little things and trinkets and cards that you find around the city to make you really feel this is a city or this is a world that was lived in before you got to where you were. Now, this game had leaks, and these leaks were very controversial. It made it known that you do not play through the game as Ellie all the way through. Some people found out that Joel gets killed, and you play as a person that kills Joel, and that did not sit right with a lot of people, me included. But luckily, I didn't see any of the leaks before playing the game. I just went off of my emotions once I played the game. And with the way they portrayed other people like lesbians, I have a lesbian coworker who says that they did a great job of the way they portrayed the females, or Ellie and Dina. And some people may think that the game itself was being too heavy-handed as far as trying to make you see or play as either whether lesbian or female or any other way, when I think that they did a pretty good job. Because Ellie, I know a lot of people miss Joel, but Ellie in herself is a badass. She kicks ass and takes names. She does not stop once she's going through. She's a one-track mind. And the way when you're playing through her, you see that the years have made her change. She's in this happy-go-lucky girl that was joking and cracking jokes in the first game. She's more like Joel, who's very jaded and doesn't really say much. And you play through as her with the main focus goal of getting revenge. But at the same time, they have you play as Abby and show that she doesn't just have a mean, cruel side, but she gets the job done when she has to. But she does it not just for herself, but for her friends and sometimes some strangers that she feels just need to be helped. Now, where I think they may have not done so good a job is the way they told the story. They have you play through the game first as Ellie, then halfway through have you play as Abby. And though Abby does have friends, family, and they try really hard to show you that she is not a one-note person, I feel that the story could have been told a little bit better if they showed it from the point of when after she killed Joel. If they showed flashbacks to what happened with her father, then flash forward to day one of Seattle with Ellie, then day one of Seattle with Abby, it would have done better. Because some people feel that with the transgender itself, the transgender people, LGBTQ, they feel that it may not have been the best way to show a transgender person, and the only way they're showing them is when they have to kill their mother because they just don't accept, or she doesn't accept the way he is. Now, sure, you could say that, but I believe that's just the world we're in. He did have people that loved him. Abby cared about him, and his sister. And the leaks are where I think really made this game suffer, because you did not know. If you didn't know any of this, would it have made a difference? Would you like the game a little bit better? Would you have been happy or just playing as Joel and not Abby? But you had to play through and watch this murder go down, which definitely fueled people to go through the game, was Ellie to kill everybody. But by the end of the story, a lot of people are just wondering, was the journey worth it? Because though you play through Ellie and you finally get to find Abby, you see her in this shell of a person that she was. And then, though you want to have revenge for Joel, the story does a great job. I'm telling you, Naughty Dog did a great job of making you see it from all the sides. Like, Abby, at this point, would it be worth it? Sure, you can get your revenge, but she also lets you live. And she's also caring for someone. But then it forces you to fight her afterwards, and then you let her live. You see all the sacrifice that Ellie did just to get to this point, and you're wondering, what was the point? Was it worth it? You lost your fingers. You lost your relationship with Dina, the child, the farm, everything. For what? And though they do a great job of having you see it from Abby's side, people ask me, is this game better than the first? And I have to tell them honestly, no. The storytelling in the first one was amazing. The way they told the story of this guy Joel running into Ellie and then somehow having to traverse across the country to get her to the Fireflies in Seattle, and you see the journey, you see them grow as a family, you see that all the trials and tribulations that they go through together, and by the end you just want them to be together and have a happy ending. At some point you see Abby save Joel. After he's saved her countless times, she saves him, and the story just goes through. And sure, Joel is not a saint, he has done bad things, and you know that from the first story. But at the same time, when you play as Ellie, you definitely get the sense of Joel trained her well. She's a badass in her own right, and she knows how to take things down. And though I do believe Joel, as much as we love him, had it coming, because the way the first game ended, you know there was going to be consequences. The way they actually told the story, I believe that's where they made the giant flaw, and they did not think, or maybe this was the purpose of having you play through as a character that you hated. They wanted you to, go through the game hating her, but eventually growing to care about her and see things from her point of view. And a lot of people also talked about the fact that with characters like Manny and Jesse, how they were in the story, but then so abruptly, like after watching the death and watch the way Manny spit on Joel, you didn't really care when Manny got taken out. Though they really tried to force you to feel with the last fight, the journey that Ellie did and whether or not it was all worth it. And I did enjoy playing as Abby because, with her arms, the way she choked out people, you felt like a boss. You felt like you can take on anything, because when you were playing as Abby, the game style was sort of different. You didn't go sneaking around like Ellie. You kind of went straight forward and just took them out and went down and went, just did your thing. But when you're playing through as her, you still feel a certain way, because after seeing what she did to Joel, I purposely killed her on a couple moments, because even Joel and Tommy saved her life, she still just brutally murdered him. And that's probably why at the end, when you see Ellie going to take out Abby, you sort of see, because even though she let her go, she still wanted to kill Abby. So they definitely got the meaning of like the way they have like pain begets pain. The vengeance is a never-ending circle, and people just keep going around. You hurt them, they hurt you. It's just a cycle that never ends. And with the characters Manny and Joel, or Manny and Owen, they tried to have you feel something when they died. And though I did feel something for some of the characters, it was definitely a tough go through with the game first time around. The second time, I definitely understood and I felt a little bit more, but that's after you've gone through the whole story and you know what it is. And the fight is very brutal. And Jesse, I love Jesse. Jesse's like one of my favorite. He was one of my favorite characters. So it was definitely a shock when what happened with him just going out like that. It just shocked me. And then same thing going with Manny getting taken out like that. You just saw, but at the same time, there was no time to mourn. Everyone just had to keep moving because someone was always trying to take the person out right after. And they definitely got that right, because sometimes there's no time to take it all in. You just gotta survive. But I thought that they really went deep into it when they had you torturing Nora to get the information of where Owen is so you can get to Abby. And Dina, she's that down chick. I liked her. I liked her personality. I liked the character of Dina. I liked them bringing her into the mix. And I feel that the story, although maybe controversial, the journeys that they had to go through, I felt it. I wish she would have had the happy ending. I wanted to just stay at the farm, but then they force you into this battle that I don't even want. And I guess they make it feel that Ellie doesn't really even want it either, but she feels this obligated that she has to do this because the PTS would not let her go. It wouldn't let her sleep until she did something. And the last scene where she had to play the guitar after losing these fingers, it was a sad game. And I can see why the ratings may have been bad, because this wasn't a story that anybody wanted it to be like this. But I think Naughty Dog did a great job. That's why I give the game itself a B-, because although it wasn't the way I wanted it, I appreciated what they did and the story that they told. And the things that people really hated was the fact that they straight up lied with these trailers. It wasn't Joel older, it was Joel younger in these flashbacks. Sometimes it was they would play through as Jesse speaking in the game, but they put in the flashbacks of Joel speaking. And I think that's where a lot of people were really upset, because you didn't just straight up, just change some things here and there, or not show full parts of the trailer in the game, or scenes in the game. You lied. It was Jesse instead of Joel. And though I don't know what their things, and I know this isn't the first time, Metal Gear Solid sort of did it with, Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, but the thing is, they showed the gameplay. They just left out the parts of Raiden. And I'm gonna end with this one last thing, that with this game, regardless of if you liked the game, loved it, or hated it, it made you really understand that vengeance, it's a never-ending circle, and sometimes you just gotta let things go and live your life. And thank you. Subscribe, like the video, comment, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.